Okay, so first I just wanted to pop this in here because first of all, I just love seeing this kind of like grow, seeing new faces added on here, and also we have two ladies on here, Marina and Makala, who are just 2 Success Club points away, so 1 life changed away from earning their month 1 Success Starter, which is super awesome, and also a chance to earn a free ticket to Coach Summit in July. So if you hit Success Club, it can either start your very first month of signing up or your second month of signing up. So like your first full month of being a coach would be your first month, and then month 2 and 3, if you hit Success Club those 3 months, you earn a free Coach Summit ticket, which is super fun, and just an awesome little incentive there. And Success Club is just the foundation of your business. If you are signing up clients or coaches, it means you are moving your business forward in that way. So awesome to see these names up here, and Jess and Ronnie, and just love seeing that. Okay, so finding your tribe. It really comes down to a combination of representing your true self on your page, which I'm going to dive into deeper, and also connecting with the right people. I think sometimes, especially in the beginning of my business, when you're a new coach, sometimes you just want to sign up anyone, and it comes down to this point of like, you are so excited about diving right in, and you want to sign up your first client, you want to sign up your first coach, that it's almost like you have this mindset of like, I could sign up anyone and it would be exciting. But trying to speak to everyone and trying to attract everyone, you're essentially talking to no one, because you're not attracting a group of people that are going to truly connect with you and who you are. And that's really how you grow a following, is being able to really truly represent yourself on social media and connect to people who are very, very similar to you, have similar interests, have similar kind of like aesthetics to you, enjoy similar things. And it's all based off of really like connecting and forming an honest like friendship with people, and connecting with people and finding people who you feel like you could actually like hang out with and you have things to talk about. And that's where all the engagement and the comments start from, is finding those like true relationships on social media. So let's dive into it. First and foremost, you want to be you, not Beachbody. You want to be a person, not a product, because this is where it gets kind of salesy and can feel kind of icky in spots too. Like, because, you know, you're using Beachbody lingo, you're talking about specifically like using Shakeology or using 21 Day Fix or using Portion Fix, and using the lingo and talking about the company rather than focusing on what it does for you and how it helps you personally, because that's what people are going to connect to. You're going to attract people who have similar challenges to you, who would appreciate the workout programs because of why you appreciate them. So being able to break down not that that it's Beachbody that you work with, but why you use Beachbody and why it's important to you. So I try to avoid using that Beachbody lingo or any Beachbody hashtags as well, because you just wind up attracting more Beachbody coaches to your page, which is not really what you're looking for. You want to attract new, fresh faces and not other coaches, because that's not going to move your business forward. As well as avoiding putting your Beachbody link in your bio, because that's just kind of like a salesy kind of thing. You want to use a different form so it's marketable to you, how you feel about things. You can add your own questions in there, and if you want an example, you can look at the one on my Instagram page. But it just makes it more personable, and it makes the person feel like you're trying to connect with them and not sell them something. So it's a way of getting to know someone better, get to know what they're struggling with, and open up that conversation rather than just trying to get them to like press yes on a sale. So it's creating that relationship there as well. Okay, so discovering your brand. And this is, I think, often overcomplicated. Because I think a lot of times people kind of jump into coaching and think that, you know, like they automatically need to have this like heavily fitness page. But that might not necessarily be you in your life and like the main thing that you're all about. There are definitely people who start as coaches who, you know, like are personal trainers and they grew up super like passionate about sports and working out and like that's their hobby and that's like their background. But if that's not you, that's not what you should be portraying on your page. And I know that wasn't me. So you're more than just Beachbody, you're more than just health and fitness. So really diving into like what else is there to you? What else like leads to the depth that is you as a person? And just some leading questions like, what do you do for work? Or what are you going to school for? What do you do for fun on the weekends, or hobbies you have, interests you have? You know, like, do you draw? Do you like reading mystery novels? Do you like DIY projects? You know, there's so many different things that are unique to you that if you showcase those on your page, you're going to wind up attracting people with similar interests or who appreciate you for having like that skill set or interest. Do you have pets, kids, certain belief systems like spiritual beliefs? What else? I don't know, veganism. I don't know what else there would be, but like different belief sets that you have. I wouldn't showcase like political beliefs because that can be very polarizing, but different things like there's definitely coaches who like hype up the fact that they're vegans and then they attract people who are looking to incorporate like a vegan, more plant-based lifestyle. So you wind up attracting what you put out in that way. Okay, so then thinking of your top 5. This is an old screenshot on my page, but so thinking like, what are your biggest defining factors as to who you are or what you're interested in? And that should be reflected in either physically, like what you can see in your photos or what you're going to be talking about in your captions. So like these are just mine. I have a pit mix. So I'm a pit mix dog mom. Fashion, but like comfortable fashion. Like you would never see me wearing heels on my page, and I'm probably not going to, I don't think I have seen any of my followers ever dress like that. Like I don't really attract people who are into like high fashion or wearing heels or like really dressing up like that, but people who like, you know, like clothes, but also like to be very comfortable. Hiking and outdoors. Eating disorder recovery or self-love, and then ex-teacher. And you can see how like my dog is in my pictures a lot, and there's often pictures of me outside because that's what I like to do. So, or what I'm surrounded by often. So it doesn't always have to be like a big exciting thing. A lot of the times I'm just like documenting what I'm doing day to day, even if it's just like me sitting on my couch with my dog. And you wind up attracting people who like appreciate those random things about you. Like I have people who definitely follow me just for my dog, and they like comment on my photos talking about my dog all the time, or will like respond to my Instagram stories talking about how much they love my dog. And so you wind up attracting these people who like appreciate these different parts of you, and you know will appreciate your story or connect to your story in some way, but they might just connect with you because like you're a dog lover and they're a dog lover. So there's all these different layers of you that someone can connect you with, and like different parts that you can find some kind of commonality or similarity with that you can connect on and form that bond and friendship. And that's what makes it honestly so much easier to sign up clients and coaches, is when you have those authentic relationships. And I can't tell you how many times there's been people who like respond to my call to actions or my polls on my stories, like talking about my next boot camp that's opening up. And they're not people that I ever like had invited yet, but they're people that I just like had friendly conversations with. And not saying that you shouldn't go out and invite people because that is going to move your business forward, but oftentimes like the people that you just kind of start a connection with just on like a friendly basis, and just talking about like your love for dogs or like your love for like, I don't know, how they dress or like a recipe they made or just something random that you have a common interest in, those are the relationships, and that builds that trust, so they feel comfortable responding to your call to actions or your polls because they already feel like you have something in common there. Okay. Okay, so how to go about kind of finding your top 5 and how to make that work on your page. These are the things that you're showcasing on your page often, but also that you should be using as hashtags on your page. So that's how you really like dwindle it down to find your niche. So in order to do that, there's this website called displaypurposes.com, and the purpose of it is legitimately just to help you find hashtags related to a specific subject. But it weeds out all the ones that are like banned hashtags and ones that you wouldn't want to be using because of that. So it's just like it kind of weeds everything out. So it's just like the main solid ones left that you can look through. And I'll show you exactly what it looks like. So you can type whatever into the search bar, and then it'll show you a bunch of hashtags that are related to that topic. And what you do from that point, and this does take a little bit of background work at first, but you search through those hashtags on your phone and look through the pictures and see if the people who are using that hashtag and are posting in it are people that you would legitimately want to connect with, or there's pictures there that you actually like enjoy looking at. And then you know that's a hashtag that's going to be more specific towards your niche and the people that you want to connect with there. So then you're going to save that hashtag and like, let me see, I'll give you an example. I have the website up here. So I can show you. So this is what it looks like. And then this is just the little search bar here. And you can put in, like, I don't know, I'm just talking about my dog. So you can put in Pitbull, and then it'll like show up all these Pitbull hashtags. So you don't want to just do like something random like, I don't know, like dog mom, I guess. I don't know. Like you want to be something specific, like what kind of dog is it? Or is it a rescue dog? Is it like, are you a pit bull dog mom? Are you, because then you're going to find people who are more specific to your niche. So you want to be as like specific as you possibly can. So if I put in pit bull, then I could look through these and I could look through and be like, I don't know, adopt, don't shop would probably be a good one. Don't bully my breed. And you can look through those and like see if they fit kind of something you're interested in, and there's posts that you enjoy in there, and then save those hashtags in your phone in the notes section. And then say I had a post going up with my dog in it. Those are hashtags that I want to use in that post underneath it. Let me go back here. And you can do it for anything. I just kind of searched, I don't know, like I bet you could do like DIY. There's some Asian characters. I don't know what that means, but so you can, what else is there? So yeah, I don't know, you could do like cooking and it'll come up. But if you're like more specific, like if I did like baking, or if I did like paleo or something, then you get it more specific to like your exact interest. So you want to be as specific as you can so you get people who are interested in those very specific interests that you have. Like cooking could be a wide variety of types of cooking, where if it's just like paleo cooking, you're going to attract people that have like that same lifestyle as you. And that's something you can connect on there. Okay, let's get back to this. I always read this. Okay. And then the last step, so you have your hashtags, you have them specific to the kind of photo you're putting up, and they're niche specific to kind of like who you are and your top 5 things that represent you. Then you want to connect with people using them. So not only are you using them like for your photos, but then you're also going into those hashtags and you're connecting with those people. So you are commenting on their pictures and liking them, and you're following people from them that like you think you could legitimately be friends with. But what I love about this method of growing your page is that you already have some kind of common interest there, and it makes making those connections less intimidating and less weird because you're already going into it like looking through some hashtag based on your interest or a part of your story. Like I used to look through a bunch of teaching hashtags because I was a preschool teacher. And so I would have things to say about their pictures. You know, it was easy to come up with things to comment on because we had that specific like history and specific like story thing in common. So it was easy to ask them questions about things and to start that conversation and like ask them what grade they were teaching and have myself actually be like interested in hearing their response and have it be like a genuine interaction because I understood kind of, you know, like what they do day to day and things like that. So when you search through these hashtags, it allows you to have those more authentic interactions, but it also allows you to connect with people who are very similar with you, who have those similar interests, and you can create those genuine relationships. And those are the people that are going to go to your page and interact with it and are going to want to follow your story because they see that you have something in common there. And that's like truly how friendships and stuff are built. It all starts with like some kind of commonality there that you then build upon. So that is really how I built my page. But then on top of that, so once you have your hashtags that you're searching through, once it comes down to how you represent yourself on your own page, it really comes down to authenticity. And I think a lot of the times we can kind of get caught up in what other coaches are doing and the comparison game and really almost trying to like mimic what other coaches are doing because they're successful and it seems to be working for them. So we figure, you know, like it must work for me too. But if it's not authentic to you and who you are, it's not going to be as effective. And even things that come down to like the filter you use. Like when I was starting my business, one of my mentors, Angie, was talking about this filter that she used on ViscoCam, and I was just like, well, if it works for her, it must work for me. It must be a good filter. And I used it, and it was like a very pink hue, and my photo looked good, but I hate the color pink. And so that was not authentic to me whatsoever. And it didn't look like me on my page, even something as simple as like using a filter with a warmer hue on it, because it's not something that I would personally be attracted to. So I'm not going to attract people who are into the same things as me in that way, but also it just comes off weird. And that comes down to like how you represent yourself on your page, but also how you talk and share things on your page as well. So you don't want to be going to another coach's page and like reading their post that they make and thinking it's so awesome, and then going to your page and trying to recreate that post because it's not your words or your story. So making sure that what you represent on your page is not only like this visual representation of you and who you are, but also like how you would talk your own story and things that are specific to you, because that's what people come to your page to connect with. And I really think people are really good at deciphering between like what is real and what feels off as well. And when you try to mimic what someone else does, it just doesn't come across the right way. So if you look at your page, thinking like, does it represent you accurately? Does it represent things you like and enjoy? Like if I went on my page, like I said before, and was wearing a pair of heels, it would look really weird unless I was going to like a wedding or something, but I'd probably still wear booties. Like how you like to dress, brands you love, the colors and aesthetic you enjoy. So like I said before, I was using rosy tones on my page, which didn't feel real to me. And it became a lot more fun when I started playing with like the colors and aesthetic that I enjoyed and started like bumping up and like highlighting the orangey tones and like the aqua tones that I really loved. And that's when I started to really kind of fall in love with like playing around with my pictures and kind of like putting things up on my feed, because it felt more like me and more of like this outward expression of me. And that's when it starts to become a lot more enjoyable, when you kind of like fall into that rhythm there. As well as the topics you talk about. So showing versus telling or quotes. So actually telling your story and bringing people through the motions all the way from like start to finish, and not just telling them that coaching has changed your life, but explaining like how it has, explaining how these programs have helped you, and really bringing them through each step so they can fully understand, rather than just like saying these programs have changed my life. It's like, okay, cool, but like, how have they done that? What's changed? Where were you before? Like, where are you now? Like, how has it helped you? And how could it help me, since like I'm someone looking at your page and I could be someone that could potentially sign up as one of your clients. So sharing those nitty gritty details about like how this has helped you is what's going to help people connect to your story. It's what's going to help people realize that this is something that could help them too. As well as quotes. Quotes, you just shouldn't do them. And then how you really feel versus what you think is inspiring. And this is a trap that I fell into a lot when I was starting out, because I think I had like this pressure. I think I just kind of put it on myself of like wanting to be this like positive force on my page all the time. But we aren't always positive people. Like sometimes you're going through things. Sometimes I'll wake up with anxiety and I don't know why, you know, like there's crap that happens in and out of our lives every day. And showing that on your page and talking about it is what's real. And sometimes, you know, the most inspiring thing is you just saying like, I'm struggling right now, but I'm trying to deal with it. And like, this is what I'm doing to help create a more positive space for myself. And honestly, all my posts that have been interacted with the most are ones where I'm just like, I'm going to be real right now. And like, I'm going through something and this is how I'm trying to overcome it. Or like, you know, like this is how I'm trying to build on myself or work on myself, or, you know, and those are the posts that people really connect with you with, because they're like, this person's real. They're not just like super positive all the time, because that's like unrealistic. But you also wind up connecting with people who have had those same struggles as you. And then I talked about this a little bit already, but sharing your own thoughts versus seeking out inspiration from other coaches. And I think this is still something I remind myself to do all the time, but not seeking out other coaches' pages, because you wind up kind of like mimicking their voice. And if you hear a post that, you know, you're super inspired by, that a coach wrote, like a lot of the times there's like this desire to go and kind of like recreate that same kind of feeling, but it's not going to be true to you, because it's not, they weren't organic thoughts from your head. You're just kind of trying to reword someone else's thoughts and feelings. And I think when I started to grow the most in this business was when I unfollowed other coaches, and even ones that I was friends with in this business, and I stopped following their pages, and I just kind of like put the blinders up to focus on me and my own journey, because going to watch what everybody else was doing was like creating this noise in the background and creating doubt about like what I was doing. And it makes it harder to focus on like, what am I doing today? What am I working on? What do I want to grow on? You know, what am I going through, and how can I share that with other people? And it makes you want to be this reflection of someone else instead of yourself. So when you can kind of cut out all that noise, and focus on your own story and put those blinders up, that's when you start to truly be more authentic on your page. And I think create more of like a sense of confidence as well in who you are as a person and who you are as a coach, and your ability to share your story and inspire other people with it. So that is the last thing, but you attract what you share. So the goal is really to attract someone just like you. So the more you share your story and the more you are hashtagging your own interests and interacting with people with the same interests, you wind up attracting all of these people who have, you know, either the similar interests to you or have a similar, you know, career path that they were on, or a similar kind of struggle that they had that you also had. And it creates this beautiful community and this tribe of people because you have these genuine connections and relationships with people based off of literally your life and your story and who you are as a person. And that's what creates this community of people who are truly there to like support you and root you on and have that trust in you to join you as clients or coaches on your team because you have those similarities and that connection there. But that is all I've got for you guys. I don't know if you have any questions about anything. Stop sharing. Any questions? Okay. You're like, I just get on rants at points. All right. Well, I will share the slides and everything to the team page so you guys have like that website info and everything. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great Sunday night. Bye, guys.